Okay, in this video we are going to study about the case 3. We have already studied about the two earlier cases. The case 1 was when xc was greater than xl. The second case that we had studied was xc less than xl, and now we are going to study case 3 wherein xc is equal to xl. So we know that impedance in an LCR circuit is given as Z is equal to R square plus XC minus XL the whole square. So this is what we know. Okay, and from the previous derivations, derivations of a capacitor which is connected to a AC circuit, and also an inductor which is connected to an AC circuit, from both those derivations we also know the values of XC and XL and those values we are going to substitute over here. So R square will remain as it is. We know that XC is equal to 1 upon omega C, okay, and XL is equal to omega L the whole square. Okay, so this we know from the earlier derivations that we have done. We also know that Im is equal to Vm upon Z. Okay, we also know that amplitude of current is equal to the amplitude of voltage divided by the impedance. Okay, so therefore we can say that amplitude Im is equal to Vm divided by, and for Z we know that Z is equal to, so this whole thing we are going to equate it here. Okay, substitute it, R square plus 1 upon omega C minus omega L the whole square. Okay, so this is what we are going to get. Okay, so from this equation, that is Im is equal to Vm upon root of R square plus 1 upon omega C minus omega L the whole square. So from this entire equation we can see that current, okay, depends on angular frequency, that is omega. Okay, so current, from this equation we know that the current, it depends somehow on the angular frequency of the AC current, of the alternating current. Okay, and we also know that the angular frequency, okay, which is omega, if we vary it at a particular frequency, okay, if we keep varying it such that if we make XE and XL both equal, okay, then what are we going to get? We are going to get, so that particular frequency, let's say at a particular frequency, okay, that particular frequency, let me say it is as omega naught. Okay, at this particular frequency I will get XC is equal to XL. So therefore what will happen to this equation? So first we will take this equation. So Z is equal to root of R square plus, if XC and XL is the same, okay, so if this is 2, 2 minus 2 will be 0, so this whole term will become 0. Okay, and since XC and XL are both equal, what will happen over here? This is 1 upon omega C is equal to omega L. Okay, so since both XC and XL are equal to each other, so conductor and capacitor and conductor, both of them are equal. Okay, both of their inductive reactance and their capacitive reactance, okay, if they become equal, what will happen? 1 upon omega C, and it will be equal to omega L. Okay, therefore since I'm talking about this particular frequency where these both are same, so that means that frequency over here, both this angular frequency, they are omega naught. Okay, so at this particular frequency omega naught, okay, at one particular frequency we are going to see that XC and XL are both equal. So therefore 1 upon omega naught is equal to omega naught L. Okay, therefore I can say that omega naught is equal to 1 upon root of LC. How did I get this 1 upon root of LC? When I take this omega naught on the other side, it will be omega naught the whole square. So it will be omega naught the whole square is equal to 1 upon LC. Okay, and then I remove the square. So once I remove a square of this omega naught square, I will get only omega. And since I have removed the square on one side, on the other side I have to put a root sign. So it will be root of LC. Okay, so this angular frequency, which is omega naught, it is called as a resonant frequency. Okay, and this condition which is there, it is known as the resonant condition. So at resonant frequency, that is omega naught, the current amplitude is maximum. Okay, so this current amplitude which is there, this is maximum at this particular frequency, that is omega naught. Now this resonant condition, okay, this entire condition, it is possible only when, okay, in the entire circuit there is L and there is C. That means in the circuit there has to be an inductor and there has to be a capacitor. If inductor and capacitor are present in the circuit, only then, okay, this entire resonant frequency is possible. Okay, if inductor and capacitor is there, that means reactive capacitance and reactive inductance will be present, and then only we are going to get this resonant frequency. Okay, resonant condition. It is, and since both this Xc is equal to XL, okay, inductive reactance and capacitive reactance, since both of them are equal, what happens is to the voltages across the inductor and the voltage across the capacitance, they both cancel each other out because they are out of phase. We have learned this in the previous derivations also for inductor and capacitor. Now what is happening to the voltages when they are combined in a circuit? Both the voltages of both these two materials, okay, they cancel each other because they go out of phase. Okay, the total source of voltage appears. Okay, so what remains is the voltage across the resistor. Okay, so only thing that remains is the voltage of resistor, and therefore this entire thing goes, and Im is equal to Vm upon R. So what remains is Im is equal to Vm upon R. Okay, now this particular thing, okay, resonant condition, it is not possible in RL and RC circuits. Means what is the meaning of RL and RC circuit? Now if you have a circuit which is like this, which has an resistor and has an inductor and it has an AC source, so all this resonant thing will not be possible over here. Okay, also if you have a resistor and a capacitor and that is connected to a AC, again it is not resonant condition is not observed in RC circuit. So only if there is resistor, inductor and capacitor, then only this happens. Okay, for RL and RC circuit this does not occur. Also these two types of circuits we are not going to study in the portion.